This presentation will go through our application process, starting from beginning a registered NGEN member to submitting your application for funding consideration. Here is the application submission process. Become an NGEN member. Start a project application which you can access through our member portal. You must be an organization to apply for funding. Complete the intake application and submit to screening. Application will be reviewed and accepted or rejected through screening. Complete your application in application development, which includes application questions, financials, and application details. Once completed, you may submit your application. The first step is to become an NGEN member. All project participants must be a registered member of NGEN. Access to the application is only available through the member portal at www.ngen.ca. If you have any login issues, please email us at member.support@ngen.ca. Any project-related questions or queries, please email project@ngen.ca. Once you are logged in, you can start your project application. Go to the top of your screen to Project, click on New Project, and complete all the cells. Press Next. You are now in the intake part of the application. Please complete all the sections before you submit for screening. Do not worry if you do not have all the information you need at once. Put in NA for the time being so you can save your application. However, when it comes time to submit to screening, all the sections and cells need to be filled out correctly. If you need any assistance or have inquiries, please email us at project@ngen.ca. Once you submit to screening, your application will be reviewed and will either be accepted or rejected. The next 13 slides will go through each section of this intake process. The Project Members and Files section has two subsections that need to be filled out by both the lead and partners. This is where you add the companies and member contacts involved in this project. To add the companies on your application, click on New in the Project Member Companies subsection and fill out the information required and save. The same goes for adding your company member contacts. Click on New in the Project Member Contacts subsection and fill out the information required and save. The Files subsection is your space to upload and share files. Click on Add Files, upload your files, and click Add. You now need to add your project financials. This needs to be entered by both the lead and all partners. Click on the PF number created for your company and then click on Edit. Fill out all the information required and check off the box to give consent to a credit check and save. You now need to complete the project information, project description, intake questions, project funding and finance, and program eligibility rules. Please review the next 5 slides, which will show each section in detail and what information is required. You need to fill out the cells available and save. The project financials will show you the summary of the information you have entered, while the system information shows you who created the application and who modified it last. Once you have completed your application and your application agreement has been signed by the lead and all partners, you can now submit to screening. Please note that submitting to screening is not submitting a full application. Once approved, you will then have access to the full application, which is the application development part of your application. There are 3 sections to the application development process: application questions, financials, and application details. Ensure all sections and cells are filled out and save your application at all times. In this application questions section, you need to fill out a number of questions. Please take notice of the character count. Fill in your responses and save. The next 4 slides will show you what you need to do to complete this part of your application. The financial section is split into 2 sections. Each lead and partners need to complete the financial due diligence and workbooks. Please also review the finance presentation as it goes into detail on all finance-related requirements for your application. The financial due diligence information and documents required need to be completed by the lead and all partners. In this section, you are able to load your confidential files. Ensure to fill out all the information and check the boxes that tell us what documents you have submitted for approval. The Project Finance Workbooks has 8 subsections to fill out: other fundings, labor costs, subcontractor costs, capital and equipment costs, materials and supplies costs, travel costs, other eligible costs, and unfunded eligible costs. The next 8 slides will show you each subsection and what information is required to complete this part of your application. Fill out each subsection and save. When you have completed all the financial sections and subsections, you can click on Update to Review Requested, which will let the finance director know that these are ready for review. This is not submitting your application. It is just submitting the financials for review. In this application details section, each lead and partners need to complete 6 subsections: project jobs, economic impacts, academic research involvements, milestone registers, background IP, and foreground IP. The next 6 slides will show you each subsection and what information is required to complete this part of your application. Fill out each subsection and save. Once you have completed your application and all your financials and application details have been reviewed and approved, you can submit application. If your application meets all the requirements outlined in the guides, your application will then go through the assessment stage. If your project is recommended for funding, you will then begin the contracting process. Guides, templates, and presentations can be found on our NGEN site at www.ngen.ca/funding. Select the funding opportunity you are applying for.